Hidden among the forests of New York's Adirondack Mountains is a landscape shaped by stone, water, and an extraordinary amount of time. Here in the small community of Pottersville, a mountain stream disappears beneath the earth, flowing through ancient marble and beneath one of the largest natural marble cave entrances in the eastern United States. This is Natural Stone Bridge and Caves. If you're planning a visit to Natural Stone Bridge and Caves, or simply curious about what lies along the trail, consider this your virtual tour. So sit back, relax, and come along as we explore the property from beginning to end. Along the way, we'll explain the history, geology, and natural features we encounter, while also giving you a look at what you can expect. And it doesn't take long before we're greeted by one of the more unusual residents of the trail. This prehistoric figure offers a playful introduction to what will become a recurring theme throughout our walk: the distant past. But the geological story we're about to explore reaches much farther back than human history, into a time hundreds of millions of years ago, when the rocks beneath this part of New York were still being formed. Just beyond the entrance is a collection of ancient petrified wood. Petrified wood begins as ordinary wood, but under the right conditions, buried material can gradually have its original organic structure replaced or filled with minerals carried by groundwater. Over immense periods of time, the wood becomes stone while preserving details of the tree that once lived. Some of the specimens displayed here are tens of millions of years old, offering a remarkable glimpse into forests that existed long before the landscape around us looked anything like it does today. As we continue along the trail, we get our first look at Trout Brook. This seemingly small mountain stream plays a major role in the landscape ahead. Over time, its flowing water has helped carve and shape the remarkable rock formations we're about to explore. As we follow Trout Brook, we come to a place where the natural history of the landscape meets the human history of the Adirondacks. For generations, logging was one of the region's most important industries. Timber was cut from the surrounding forests and waterways. Like this one, became vital transportation routes, carrying logs downstream. A sawmill once operated here for more than a century. According to the site's history, an early mill was built by Jacob van Benthuizen, who received this property for his service in the Revolutionary War. Remarkably, the property has remained in the same family for more than 200 years. But Trout Brook presented the loggers with an unusual problem. Just downstream, the water enters the Stone Bridge cave system. Logs floating along the brook could become trapped inside the caves. To help prevent this, loggers constructed dams that diverted both the water and the timber away from the cave entrance. Today, the sawmill is gone, but Trout Brook continues its journey across these rocks, following the same landscape that shaped both the industry and the remarkable geological formations we're heading toward. Continuing along Trout Brook, the landscape begins to change. The stream winds between enormous boulders and exposed rock, giving us our first real glimpse of the geology that makes this place so unusual. The caves here are formed in marble, a rock that can slowly dissolve when exposed to slightly acidic water. Over time, water follows cracks and weaknesses in the stone, gradually enlarging them and creating passages through the rock. Much of the cave system we are about to explore took shape near the end of the last ice age, as the Wisconsin Glacier retreated from this region roughly 10,000 to 13,000 years ago. As enormous quantities of glacial meltwater moved across the landscape, water found its way into fractures in the marble and helped carve the channels and openings we see today. This area is known as Meditation Isle, and from here we can begin to see how closely water and stone are connected throughout the property. And as we continue downstream, that relationship becomes even more dramatic. Our next stop is appropriately named Noisy Cave. Here, Trout Brook is forced through a narrow passage beneath the massive rocks surrounding us. As the water rushes through the confined space, the sound becomes dramatically amplified. And this gives us a much closer look at the force that has been shaping this landscape. Water may seem harmless, but given enough time, its persistent movement can exploit cracks, carry sediment, wear against rock, and gradually reshape the passages through which it flows. Standing this close to the rushing water also reveals something that photographs simply cannot capture. Why is it called Noisy Cave? Well, rather than explain it, let's just listen. Leaving noisy cave behind, the trail brings us back into the sunlight and to one of the designated photo spots along the route. From here, we get a much wider view of Trout Brook and the rocky landscape surrounding it. And if you look carefully, you'll notice that the stone here doesn't all look the same. This part of the Adirondacks contains a complex mixture of ancient metamorphic rocks. Among them are marble, quartzite, and amphibolite, rocks that were transformed deep within the Earth's crust under tremendous heat and pressure. The marble is especially important to the story of natural stone bridge and caves. Unlike harder surrounding rocks, marble contains minerals that can slowly dissolve in mildly acidic water. That difference matters. Where water encounters fractures and weaker areas in the marble, it can gradually enlarge them. Over thousands of years, those small weaknesses can become channels, openings, and eventually caves. As we make our way down toward Trout Brook, it's worth remembering that the stream we're following isn't simply passing through this landscape. It has helped create it. And throughout the rest of our walk, we're going to see the evidence of that process again and again. Our next stop takes us even closer to the forces that carve this landscape. Whirlpool and Lost Pool Cave. Here, water has worked its way into the marble, exploiting natural cracks and weaknesses and gradually enlarging them into the smooth, rounded openings we see today. The dark pool beneath the rock gives us a glimpse into a hidden part of this system. What appears relatively calm at the surface is connected to a landscape that has been shaped by moving water for thousands of years. And notice the marble surrounding us. Instead of sharp, freshly broken surfaces, many areas have been sculpted into curves, grooves, depressions, and rounded channels. These shapes are evidence of the persistent action of water. As we move farther beneath the overhanging marble, the scale of the erosion becomes much easier to appreciate. Some of these spaces are narrow and dark. Others open into pools and chambers. But they are all connected by the same process we've been following since the beginning of our walk. Water finds a weakness. It enters. It moves. And given enough time, it changes the rock. What we're seeing here isn't a landscape that was created all at once. It is the result of countless cycles of flowing water, freezing and thawing, erosion, dissolution, and geological change. And that process has not ended. Trout Brook continues to flow through this system today, which means natural stone bridge and caves is still very slowly being reshaped. And now, we've reached the feature that gives this entire place its name. The Natural Stone Bridge. The massive formation measures approximately 62 feet high and 180 feet wide. But this landscape is not frozen in time. In 1956, an estimated 8,000 tons of rock broke away and fell here, a dramatic reminder that erosion, weathering, and gravity continue to reshape these cliffs even today. From here, the trail leads us deeper into the rocky terrain surrounding the bridge. There is still much more to see at Natural Stone Bridge and Caves. And while we could continue our walk and show you every corner of the trail, we've deliberately chosen not to. Part of exploring a place like this is the experience of discovering it for yourself. We hope this walk has given you a glimpse of what awaits here, while leaving a few surprises for your own visit. Places like this also remind us how important local tourism can be. Visiting natural attractions, historic sites, and independently operated destinations helps support the people who preserve them and keeps these experiences available for future generations. So, if you ever find yourself traveling through the Adirondacks or near Pottersville, New York, consider stopping at Natural Stone Bridge and Caves. Come walk the trails, listen to the water, explore the caves, and see this remarkable landscape with your own eyes. Thank you for joining us on the journey, and perhaps one day you'll continue the walk from where we left off.